Welcome to Shiloh, Day 2. Yesterday, our artillery sapped the Confederates' offensive potential. Despite that, they're still here for some reason. On Day 1, Grant was taken by complete surprise because he assumed the Confederates wouldn't attack. On Day 2, Beauregard was taken by complete surprise because he assumed the Union wouldn't attack. Even though they'd failed to take Pittsburgh Landing, Beauregard thought his army could easily finish off the Union the next day. But by then, Buell had reinforced Grant, the very thing the Confederates had hoped to prevent. It wouldn't take long for Beauregard's optimism to be tempered, and he ordered a complete withdrawal back to Corinth. It makes you wonder, how could the generals on both sides get it so wrong? I guess the moral is that everyone blunders sometimes. My skirmishers have been shooting so long that they're running out of ammo. I should have sent one of my wagons to keep them supplied long ago. My reinforcements have recovered some condition, so let's get the attack rolling. Judging by the pre-battle numbers, the majority of the Confederates' remaining strength is in their artillery. If so, they have few options to prevent me from simply walking up to the guns and capturing them. Let's not push too hard, since these units are already tired, and additional infantry will reach the front soon. By now, it's clear the Confederates have nothing left. A series of bayonet charges is all that's really needed. It's difficult to estimate exactly how lethal bayonets were in the Civil War, because that kind of fighting didn't happen often. Even in Napoleon's day, when some generals quite famously relied on the bayonet, the majority of casualties were still sustained from fire. There may also be some survivor bias at work. You don't see a high percentage of recorded wounds from artillery, for example, but you could hardly argue that cannons were ineffective weapons. On the contrary, they were so effective that they generally killed outright, and nobody was tallying up what had killed those who could no longer be helped. Why then do bayonet charges melt units in this mod? I think at the very least we can understand there are few things worse than being run through with a bayonet. So it's logical the high losses observed may be soldiers who simply surrendered or ran away under its demoralizing effect. Therefore, bayonets could still be effective area denial weapons, even if they didn't account for that many deaths. I really ought to have used the rout button on the skirmishers instead of attempting to maneuver under fire, since these units are exhausted and unable to run without it. Make sure to leave your path of retreat open for the same reason. At this point, the victory conditions are fulfilled. I'm attacking just because I can, and because I have a bunch of allies I can use to do it. Humorously, in vanilla, you're actually better off getting as many of your allies killed as you can, because you recover more of their weapons that way. In the mod, you recover more from those still living, which at least offers some reason to not throw their lives away. But I'm hardly concerned about missing out on Springfield 42 smoothbores. Envelopment is life. Any reasonable commander would have withdrawn from the field by now, but the Confederates are determined to fight it out, so I'll oblige. Forrest is on the field, but what can he really do about thousands of infantry with smoothbore muskets in the woods? In any case, looks like he's about to charge in, so I halt to meet him. Turns out he can do quite a lot, as Garfield is routed instantly. It seems melee is a no-go, so I'll need mutually supportive fields of fire to wear him down. Even 3-star veterans will die to a bullet the same as any other man. And Forrest is done. From here, it's pretty much just chasing down enemy supply wagons and generals with my cavalry, so feel free to skip ahead to the victory screen if you want. I'd hoped to get through this campaign without any units being captured, but unfortunately, I failed to recover Wood's veteran artillery, which surrendered during the attempted defense of the Hornets' Nest. For them, the war is over. As compensation, I've recovered all the smooth-bore muskets I could ever need, and there are promotions all around. As you can see, I went above and beyond, fulfilling all victory conditions, even though sitting on Pittsburgh Landing was all I really needed to do. The Confederate Army was completely destroyed, and thousands of recruits will flock to the Union cause, making replacing these losses trivial. Given a result like this, the war in the West may well have ended. With that, we'll be going into the Gaines Mill campaign, and ultimately Malvern Hill.